eating puff pastries. But I expect Fen Chi Chen to me. He gently my soft and round with the yolk on his fingers. Then he rolled around waist with his hands behind me and squeezed me hard, and lifted me up straight and he headed straight to his room. I up, curious. To the ingren who was holding arms. I lowered my head and kept eating my pastry, eagerly. I sat down again after having half woken up. I at the accounts hanging from the window, that were swaying with the wind. I was distracted listening to his tinkering. She thought the lady had changed, only she liked those colorful, lively sir, was it brother Shunzi who came to change things at midnight yesterday? He went to bathroom and wanted to go help. But brother Shunzi did it. Feng Shun got furious instantly. His 6 years. How are you did it? Feng Jun. I felt that his father treated unfairly. How could he do something like that? If the relatives of the officials made loans with interest to the Daxians, he was to death. They gave loans with interest to the Daxians that led to execution or exile. He didn't need money. Why get into that mess? The chancellors shone with anger. He go of his sons, he went to Feng Jichen's shaking his sleeve. A false had made him the villain, and he had forced his beat up. On the way, he saw his son running to Feng Jichen's. I down and followed him in silence. Inside the yard. Feng Jichen gave me while he tried to convince me of something. They're really bad. They won't you go home? Stay with me from now on. You'll out of food. I'm rooting I'm older now. I things clearly. It's that bad who won't let me go home. Besides, I was negotiating prices with my father in a room. I saw everything. I grabbed Fen Chi Chen's and felt bad. Fen Chi Chen sighed. He continued to me sweet through the corner of eye he the two people in the patio. He took out a plate that he had prepared beforehand. He in a paused voice. Xinyu, the bad the old chancellor breathed deeply. He saw me behind Fen Chi Chen. I half-headed. Looking them shyly. Seemed to age suddenly 10 years. He made a gesture with hand. Enough, For the afternoon I 3 cows with shiny entering through the side eye clean just for them in the eye also hired 2 simple peasants to milk them. I leaned on the door frame looking at those 3 huge with my eyes wide open from surprise. Feng Jichen surrounded me from behind. So that I fall off the steps of emotion. From now on you cow every day. Not only cow also milk Shunzi brings everything I like. If I look at something delicious, it instantly appears on my table. I in the Feng family. I know how to endure the bad ways of my mother. The princess Anning opened her teeth. Left things with a dry on the table, and turned around to leave. She murmured as she walked away. This man without a protects his own like a wolf. Blinked my big eyes. I understand what meant to have no background. I saw that the clothes on the table had butterflies. That afternoon, Feng Jichen went to the academy. I was going take him me. But I had been with the food last night. I ate too much. I was very sleepy. There was no way to wake up. So he Shunzi taking me and left alone. When I up, rubbed my eyes and went down from bed. My stomach rumbled again. Brother Shunzi, I'm hungry. Shunzi quickly me a cup of milk cream. I held him and drank it with pleasure. Suddenly the door of the patio. A girl dressed in very colorful, she looked a little older than me, would be about 4 or 5 years old. It Feng Hua, the legitimate of the third uncle, Feng Hua entered with. I at the milk cream that was in my hands, and the fine on the table. His eyes were full of envy. Are you the little dog that the older used you the day in the backyard of brother Chen eating and drinking without paying anything? Did I the cup? I looked confused. I'm not a little my is Su Xinyu. Hong Hua approached and turned the milk cream in my hands, the white liquid splashed all over clothes. If I say you're a dog. You're a dog. Everything in this West belongs to the Feng, why you have right to eat it. I stretched my hand to grab the pumpkin cakes from the table. I scared to see that they were going take my food. This was to my protector to eat. I to cover the plate. But Feng Hua was stronger than me. She pushed me and I to eye my palm against the blue stone, it was tears immediately out. Mala, my food, and pushed me. She took a pumpkin cake with enough. She gave him bite. Puh, disgusting. Chun, she was scared to death. She ran quickly to get up. Miss Hua, how can you hit him? This is the most precious for the young master. Feng Hua let go a bunch of despicable, it's nothing than a strange. Brother Chen won't punish me for her. He barely finished talking. A cold resounded at the entrance of the courtyard. Oh, yeah. Feng Jichen was standing there. With a roll of books in his hand, the light was him back. He couldn't see the expression, but was a huge cold that lowered the temperature of the whole yard to 0 degrees. He walked step by step towards us, saw the broken on the floor and the wound on my palm. His gaze became terrifying in an instant. Feng Hua went back scared. The pumpkin cake fell out his hand. Brother Chen, Feng Jichen didn't pay attention till he approached me directly. He raised me in his very carefully. He took out clean cloth. He gently the dust and blood from my hand. You hurt. I'm Jose, back my tears. Yeah, it hurts. He my food and pushed me. Feng Jichen stopped for a moment. The murderous in his eyes was almost tangible. He turned towards Feng Hua, who was with fear. Shunzi, don't use that arm. Shunzi froze. Young master. She's the legitimate daughter of the third master. Feng Jichen didn't an eyelid. I want to repeat it. Shunzi knew how master's temperament. He squeezed his teeth. She took a step forward and grabbed Feng Hua's. Feng Hua cried out in Mom, help me. A dry next to a heartbreaking Feng Hua's hung flaccid. I got and closed my eyes quickly. I buried Feng in Feng Chi Chen's. My body didn't stop shaking. Feng Chi Chen gently caressed my back with a surprisingly tender don't be afraid, Xinyu, she can't hurt you anymore. You'll get anything from the third uncle and the third aunt ran when they the noise. They went when their daughter fainted from the pain. Feng Jichen, you're a monster. How can you attack your own cousin? The third uncle threw himself to hit him. Feng Jichen released a cold Himi one arm. With the other, the third uncle's effortlessly. Third uncle controls your daughter. If something similar won't just an arm that breaks. The whole Feng revolutionized by this incident, but the old chancellor only sighed, he said nothing. Feng Yi directly locked himself in the and did receive anyone. Everyone understood perfectly. That round from the Sioux in the west was Feng Jichen's. Whoever touched her died. After this, I hit Feng Jichen if I see him, I couldn't eat anything of fear. Feng Jichen loved this. He ordered me my small and he put me directly in his bed. Every night he hugged as if it were a hot. I slept listening to his quiet days by. I grew a little bit but I was still a little of tender. As she a lot, didn't lose her cheek meat. On contrary, they more full. That day a very important at Feng's the heir of the empire. The prince was 10 years he had fine and beautiful but his eyes reflected a darkness that did correspond to his age. He came by order of the emperor to visit the old chancellor, and he also wanted to the man everyone was Feng Jichen, whom even the emperor respected with caution. After greeting in the main hall, said he wanted to walk through the mansion. Princess Anning did dare to neglect him. She accompanied him. Unnoticed, they near the garden.